Do you ever have a really strong craving for something delicious, but you're trying to lose weight? You can actually have your cake and eat it too, literally. And I know this because I've been dieting for this is my 16th week. I'm down close to 35 pounds at this point, and I don't cut anything out of my diet as far as good stuff is concerned. I've tried all of the diets in the past that involve restriction, whether it's cutting out carbs or fats or sugars, or I guess that's kind of the same thing. But there was a problem, is that they weren't sustainable. It's not that they didn't work; it's just that they weren't sustainable for me. So I'd be on them for maybe a month or two, and then I'd fall short of the mark. And once you're off the wagon, it's really difficult to get back on again. Now, I've been struggling with my weight since I was young. I mean, I'm a former fat kid. I still consider myself to be a fat kid, but now that I'm 58, I'm losing weight for the first time in my life. I'm doing something that is not only sustainable, I actually find it to be enjoyable, and it's not something shocking, or it's not like people haven't been talking about it for years. It's just not as flashy as some of the other diets, and it's not like you're going to lose 30 pounds in a month or something crazy like that. It's a reality diet. It's counting calories, and it may sound simple. Well, actually, it is simple, but that's the beauty of it, because I didn't have to give up anything that I really enjoyed in order to lose weight, and I'm still losing weight, about a pound and a half to 2 pounds a week. But there are times when I may start to fall off the wagon, or so you would think, but I'm still able to lose weight. And that happened in my second week of dieting. Now, I keep everything on a spreadsheet on my phone. But since the very beginning, I've recorded everything, every bite of food that I've eaten, every weigh in every morning. I weigh in before I weigh in first thing in the morning. And the data has really been helpful to me, because when I hit an area where I'm not quite sure of myself, and I still have those moments, I can just check back through the data, or more specifically, I have ChatGPT look at the data and tell me what's taking place. But let's take a look back at my second week of dieting. I've got it pulled up here on my phone, and we'll see what happened, because it was kind of interesting. So my second week, I was really just kind of exploring the diet a little bit. I wanted to continue to eat the things that I really loved, and I still do that. I don't deny myself something. If I want to eat it, I eat it. But I do track how much I'm eating so that I don't go over my calorie budget. But this week, I wanted to try something different. I decided I was going to go to Publix and buy a gallon of ice cream. My personal favorite is Chocolate Trinity. It's I still love it. But I discovered something rather interesting that week, because so here was my plan. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to buy this gallon of ice cream. I'm going to log the whole thing at once, and adjust my calories so that I can enjoy this chocolate treat. And then I'd be able to have it guilt-free for the rest of the week. Well, it, it didn't work out that way exactly. So what happened? On Monday, I had 137 calories of ice cream. So that's, reasonable. And then on Tuesday, I had 430 calories of ice cream, followed by 600 calories of ice cream. Wednesday, something similar, 185, 85, and 270. Thursday was 100, and then 350, and then 1,100 calories of ice cream. I remember that I was really kind of feeling like I needed a treat at night. My daily average, or my daily calorie goal is 1,500 calories. So eating 1,100 calories of ice cream at night is not probably the smartest thing to do. But I didn't deny myself that treat. I did balance it out otherwise. I was eating chicken nuggets and other things that helped to keep the protein up a little bit at least so that I wasn't feeling overly hungry. But at the same time, I wasn't denying myself this nice treat. I also had, let me see, a couple McDonald's hamburgers. On a Saturday morning, we went out to eat with some friends. I had pancakes. That was 1,030 calories. I had a sausage McGriddle. I had multiple Cokes, frozen Cokes. Oh, there's another sausage McGriddle. So I had 2 sausage McGriddles that week. I had some cookies. There's some broccoli, 25 calories of broccoli I had on Wednesday. And veggies, chicken nuggets. There's a fortune cookie I ate. And we went to a party on Sunday, and that was interesting because it was kind of they had a table with all kinds of food laid out. So I went and got a plate of food, and I took a picture of it, shared it with ChatGPT, asked it to estimate the calories. Then I went back for a second plate. So 710 calories on the first plate and 400 calories on the second plate. Now, like I said, my goal is 1,500 calories a day. I never hit the goal. I usually am closer to 1,600 when I average it out over the week. So how did I do this week? My second week, my total calories were 13,281. Now, if you do the math, that's about 1,900 calories a day. Now, most people would probably throw in the towel if they had a week like that, thinking that they failed. But here's the reality. I started the week at 257.7 pounds. I ended the week at 256.8 pounds. So I was still down 1.3 pounds on the scale. With all of the carbs and sugar and extra food that I was eating, though, the scale likely bounced around a little bit. My energy expenditure was, well, right now it's at about 2,500 calories a day. So that's how many calories I burn a day. But at that time, because I was about 30 pounds heavier, I was burning more calories, and I was still able to lose weight. In fact, I did pretty good that week. That 1.3 pounds is probably right on target with the amount of fat that I burned. And see, there's a difference between losing weight and losing fat, because you can lose body fat and still gain weight, especially when you're not limiting yourself, not limiting your carbs, and you're fluctuating in your calorie intake. Sometimes your body is going to hold on to a little bit of extra water, and it holds on to it for a while, and then it has a whoosh. Well, that's what it's called. I didn't make that word up. But that whoosh is really impressive when it happens. Sometimes it's a pound. Sometimes it could be you wake up in the morning, you're a couple pounds lighter. The next day, you're a couple more pounds lighter. I've seen it multiple times, and it's nice when it happens because sometimes it's discouraging when the scale hits a plateau, so to speak. Your weight loss hasn't hit a plateau. It's still happening in the background if you're being honest with your calories and you're at a calorie deficit. But when that whoosh takes place, then it uncovers the fat that you've lost, and you get to see the reality of what's taking place behind the scenes. So what's the takeaway from this? Well, it's the fact that calorie counting is the scoreboard. If you're at a calorie deficit, if you're keeping score properly, you know how much you're burning, you know how much you're eating, then you can keep score properly. And the math doesn't lie. It hasn't lied for me in 16 weeks. And that's what keeps me on track. And I'm on my way to 185 pounds. I'm about halfway there. Why not follow me for the rest of the journey? Thanks for watching.